that this worked out how I expected it to. I hope you can hear me. Maybe if you can, give me a quick little thumbs up or something on the chat. Hi, and welcome to today's live quiz time. It's me, Matthias. No, I'm joking. It's me, Louisa. Matt is on holiday, as we announced he's going to be gone for the next few weeks. And so today, it's me taking over for him and, yeah, having the great pleasure of doing this little quiz time with you. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're all doing well. I can see loads of thumbs up. That's excellent. That means you can hear me, I hope. And wonderful. So nice of you to join. I assume most of you have been here many a time, but if you're new, this is live quiz time where we just play a little quiz game with you. It's pretty simple, really. It is just a few little quizzes. We're doing 3 rounds today. 2 of them are kind of multiple choice style. One of them is a guessing game where we're going to ask you to guess numbers. And it's just a fun little time to be had, a little bit of, testing your knowledge or just putting your guessing heads on. Honestly, most of the questions I put in today, a lot of them are more guessing based than anything else. It's been a long time since I've actually had to do the full setup for this, so I hope you enjoy, and yeah, thank you for joining. Lucy is saying, I want weeks-long vacations. It is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It is a great privilege. But yeah, and I hope that Matt deserves his very well-deserved break, because, I mean, he works so hard, so he deserves to take a little bit of time off. What else was I going to say? So yeah, we've got 3 little rounds of quizzes today. Participation is pretty simple. Each number in the multiple choice quizzes has an answer associated, or each answer has a number associated with it, and you can just type that number in the chat in order to log in your answer. It always counts your first answer, so if you change your mind, you can't just type all 4. It's just going to count whichever number is the first one you've typed for that particular question. The points are attributed both on correctness and on speed, so especially for the multiple choice, it quite often is honestly better to go with your gut and just answer than to try and research the answer, if that makes sense. Debbie's saying, my clothes look adorable. Thank you very much. Thank you. It is very warm today, so I'm wearing this dress. And I was hoping it wouldn't show up on camera, but I'm quickly going to comment on it. For the first time in many years, I got a light sunburn last week. And it unfortunately is a very straight line because I was wearing a top that had a very straight neckline. And it bothers me a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But it bothers me more that I got sunburned, actually, than it does that I have the tan line. But, either way, use SPF. That has been a sweet little PSA from me. Use SPF. Protect your skin. Alrighty. So, what are we going to do? How does this quiz work? I think the easiest thing we can do also, as a way for me to figure out if I actually know how to use this software that Matt uses with his eyes closed. He gave me an intro to it and he was like, oh, it's so easy. Look, it's just click. And I was like, slow down. Go back to step 0.5, not even 1. Go back to the very beginning because, it's been a while. So I'm going to just roll it now and see if it works, because we do have a little warm-up quiz. And that warm-up quiz is just for you to understand the mechanics of the game and for me to test if everything works and if I'm actually doing this correctly. So if I click this, we should now be seeing a warm-up quiz popping up. That should give you a 30-second wait, and then Matt said you need to click there so that the camera switches. Perfect. You should now be seeing me, and you should be seeing the trivia game above me. This first one is just a warm-up, so we're not going to have a winner. This is truly just to figure out how the mechanics work. It's going to be one super simple question that I expect all of you to answer correctly. Unless you want to make a joke, then you can answer falsely. But all you got to do is answer the question above by typing the corresponding number in the chat. So the question is, who's your host today? Is it 1, Sandra, 2, Rita, 3, Monica, or 4, Louisa? You should know because I told you my name a few minutes ago. But who is your host today? As you can see, you've got 45 5 seconds left to answer, and all you have to do is type 1 if you think it's Sandra, 2 if you think it's Rita, 3 if you think it's Monica, or 4 if you think it's Louisa. So just type the answer in the chat, and it is then going to take all of those answers, calculate, assign points, find a winner, which of course we don't really need for this because this is just for fun. You can't win anything. On the other 3 quizzes, you can win a gift card that is going to be worth $25 or equivalent in your currency. And finally, to reward you all for playing along, even if you're not a winner, we will also have one random giveaway draw at the very end to give you all the chance to win a cool little prize, even if your luck wasn't on your side for the bigger other quizzes. So let's calculate the answers, shall we, and see who our lucky winner is, and let's see if you all know who your little hostess with the mostest is today. I can see loads of people giving the right answer. All the other ladies, by the way, Sandra, Rita, and Monica, surely all lovely, also all mentioned in the song Mambo Number 5. And I can see most of you were correctly. There is exactly 2 people who were making a joke and going for a different name, but maybe you also had Mambo Number 5 on your mind. So I do think it is now going to also calculate our winner without me having to do anything about it. We'll see. That is how it should work. I can see Pam also noticed that I used Mambo Number 5 names for all the others. I did indeed. And I can see that Mary McCoy has the correct answer here and answered correctly the fastest, and therefore would have been our winner if this was a real quiz. This was just the warm-up. So Mary, you get the bragging rights, as do Jenny and Bailey, who are atop of the podium. And with that, I think you understand the mechanics of what we're doing here. So I'm gonna click here and click here. So now you should see me in bigger again. Stephanie says I should have written Matthias. Yeah, but Matthias is not name-checked in Mambo Number 5. So we could change that, though. We could write our own version. It could be called Hobbii Number 5. And then we would put Matt in there, of course. Right. I think I've mentioned all the important parts. So we've got 3 quizzes. The next quiz that we're doing is going to be exact same concept as the one we just did. I assume that most of you have been around for a few of these, so I think most of you know how it works. This first quiz that I built, by the way, I hope you enjoy. Because Matt has been doing the quizzes for so long now that he has his own system of how he does questions. And then he told me about it and I said, yes, 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 I'll do that. And then I forgot what he told me. I'll be very honest. There was so many other details. So I just kind of went for something else. Laura is saying I clicked the wrong number by accident. No, Laura, that's fine. It was just the warm-up. So if mistakes were going to happen, it's good that it happened on the warm-up and not on the quiz where it actually counts, where you can actually win something. So like I said, we're doing 3 quizzes, $25. You can win in each of them. And then we're doing one big giveaway at the end, also of a gift card worth $25, where all of you have the same chance of winning, regardless of how quick you are at typing, how good you are at typing the correct number quickly, etc. I'm trying to I should actually zoom in a little bit so I can read the chat a little bit easier. There we are. So that's a lot easier. I don't know why I made it hard on me. I was really zoomed out on the Facebook chat, so I had to keep squinting, and then I realized I could also just zoom. Shall we move on to the first quiz? Like I said, for this first quiz, and I hope I get it all correct technically, I kind of had this idea of calling this Taking a Closer Look. And what that means is all of these questions that are coming up are going to involve close-up pictures of products on the Hobbii website. And all I want you to know, to tell me, is which product am I showing you? So they're all close-up pictures. They're going to be blurry. They're going to be terrible. But I really enjoy those games whenever they get played where something is blurred and you have to guess what it is. So for the first one, here we go. I hope you understand the concept now. Can you guess this yarn? So you should now be seeing a picture of yarn up close. And can you guess this yarn? If you think this is Winter Glow, you should answer number 1, just the number 1. If you think this is Tea Time, you should answer number 2. If you think this is Sultan, answer number 3. If you think this is Cascata, answer number 4. So whichever yarn you think this is that I'm displaying in front of you right now, you just write the corresponding number in the chat. So 1 if you think it's Winter Glow, 2 if you think it's Tea Time, 3 if you think it's Sultan, and 4 if you think it's Cascata. Karina is saying, is the live right now? Something is not working okay. Yes, the live is right now. We are live as we speak. You have 15 seconds left to answer the question. From my end, it all looks good. What you might want to do is just reload and make sure that you are watching live, because I know, especially on Facebook, it sometimes happens. We can take this away now while it calculates the answers. It can sometimes happen that your live briefly stops and then you're suddenly watching everything lagging a few seconds behind. So just to double check, you can always just reload. And the answer is Cascata. And I put Tea Time in there because I knew it was going to be a little tough to guess which one it might be. But I can show you very quickly that this was indeed, there we go, Cascata, and it is particularly Cascata color number 2 that I showed you. So I hope you now understand the concept of this game. And like I said, I've added a few more very, very close close-ups of some of our products on here. So this next one is, which Hobbii product might this be? So if you look at this, do you think that this is 1, a neon bag strap? Do you think that this is 2, a flexible gauge ruler? Do you think that this is 3, a digital row counter? Or do you think that this is 4, a bag clip? Which of our Hobbii products do you think this might be that you see on the screen right now? Do you think this is a neon bag strap? Do you think this is a flexible gauge ruler? Do you think this is a digital row counter? Or do you think this is a bag clip? Which product do you think this might be? As I said, if you think it's the neon bag strap, the easiest thing you can do is just reply with number 1. If you think it's the flexible gauge ruler, type number 2 in the chat. If you think it's the row counter, type number 3. Or if you think it's a bag clip, put number 4. Whichever product you think that this is a close-up of, or a close-up of a part of, just type the corresponding number into the chat now. And time is up, so we're gonna remove the picture. And I'm very curious to see. I saw a lot of answers in the chat. I saw a lot of different ones, so I think this is really interesting. As part of this quiz, I actually had to come up with fake products to figure out. The answer is digital row counter, and most of you knew that. I'm quickly going to show you the product so you see what it is that I zoomed in on. So this is our digital row counter, which is actually, it almost looks like a teeny tiny watch, except it goes around your finger, and then you can use it to count your rows. Super easy, super handy if you're doing a project where keeping track of your exact row is very, very important. And I zoomed in on this part of the picture, of course, to kind of trick you a little bit. And Lady Pidge on YouTube is saying, I felt confident on that one. I saw it on the website earlier while I was browsing. We've got picture number 3, and the question is, what might this be a close-up of? What might this be the close-up of? Is this 1, a pattern holder? Is this 2, a Hobbii t-shirt? Is this 3, a gift tag? Or is this 4, a canvas bag? What is that a close-up of? Can you guess? As I said before, for pattern holder, it is answer number 1. For the Hobbii t-shirt, it is number 2. For the gift tag, it's number 3. And for a canvas bag, it's number 4. It is going to count the first answer you give. So whatever first answer you typed in when the question was up is going to be the one that it counts. And I can see most of you seem to be pretty sure that you know what it is. Most of you are giving a really similar answer. So I think this one might have been a fairly easy one. The answer is, of course, it is a t-shirt. And it is not just any t-shirt, it is a Hobbii t-shirt modeled right there by yours truly. It is a dark blue or dark navy t-shirt, and it says, if I'm sitting, I'm knitting. So I actually zoomed in on this product picture on the website to get you that little screenshot, and I can see most of you knew immediately what this is. It is part of our new limited edition of new wearables. So we've got, for the first time ever, wearable merch out, and that is what that is a part of. So our cool If I'm Sitting, I'm Knitting t-shirt, that was that one. Jasmine is saying, I bought my merch Tuesday. I also did, and I got a text message earlier that mine has arrived. So, again, you now, I think, understand how this game works. Again, I'm asking, can you guess this yarn? Is this 1 universe? Is this 2 twister glitter? Is this 3 twisted love? Or 4 glitter delight? And yes, I know it's grainy, and yes, I know it's hard to see, but that is kind of the name of the game here. Can you guess this yarn? Is it 1 universe? Twister glitter is number 2. Twisted love would be number 3, or glitter delight would be number 4. So whichever one you think it is, type it in the chat now to guess this yarn. Can you tell just from a very blurry photo what the yarn is? I think a lot of super hardcore fans out there will know. If you're like me, you will know, but that is just because it has literally been my job for the past 4 years to look at our products on the website. So can you guess what this yarn is just from this one blurry picture? Is it 1 universe, 2 twister glitter, 3 twisted love, or 4 glitter delight? Can you guess which one it is? I can see a few different answers there. So it seems to be a slightly more, well, not controversial, but somewhat more unsure answer. But I think most of you still got it correctly. It is actually our yarn universe. And I see that Twister Glitter and Glitter Delight actually got almost an even number of votes. So a lot of you were kind of waylaid. And I mean, it is kind of hard. This is the universe headband pattern made with universe in color number 8. So this is the pattern, and this is what I zoomed in on. It is made with the universe yarn in the color number 8, which is called Spacewalk. And we have one final one coming up, and this is another one where I'm asking you, which Hobbii product might this be? Zoomed in on quite closely. Is this 1, our Sparkle Tunisian crochet hook, 2, our Sparkle circular needle? Is this our glitter double pointed needle? I abbreviated it. Or is it our glitter crochet hook? Which product did I zoom in on here? Is this 1, the Sparkle Tunisian crochet hook, 2, the Sparkle circular needle, 3, the glitter DPN, double pointed needle, or 4, the glitter crochet hook? Which of these is it that I zoomed in here to show you for this quiz? Some people are saying, oh no, apparently I cannot tell by a blurry picture. I was kind of thinking if this is maybe a little bit hard, but then I thought I want to make people work hard for their hard-earned $25 gift card. So Sparkle Tunisian crochet hook, Sparkle circular needle, glitter double pointed needle, or glitter crochet hook were the options there. I'm really curious to see if you are getting this one. Cynthia saying, I avoid anything with glitter. Oh, that would have made this and the last question before that a little hard for you. I can, of course, reveal the answer. Actually, 3 of these products I made up. We don't even have them, but the glitter crochet hook we do have. It is this lovely crochet hook with super sparkle, and this is the picture that I zoomed in on. So if you are into glitter, then do check out our glitter crochet hooks. They are made from a very robust plastic and have that cute little bit of sparkle in them. And I see that most of you knew that. So wonderful. It seems like most of you are quite adept when it comes to our yarns. And we do have our winner. And our winner is Sophie Eriksson. Congratulations, Sophie. You are winner number 1 of the day. You got 5 correct, which good for you. And okay, now I need to actually write down your name, I just realized, because we need to know who our winner is. So, Sophie Eriksson, congratulations, you are our winner. And we don't seem to have a graphic, so I'm just gonna tell you what to do. Dear Sophie, congrats on your prize. In order to get your gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency, you may be Danish based on your name. Dear Sophie Eriksson, please email us at live@hobbii.com. So live@hobbii.com is the email address that you should email, and then we will be sure to send you your prize, $25 or equivalent in your currency, ASAP. So Sophie Eriksson, congratulations on being our quiz winner, quiz number 1. And please email us at live@hobbii.com. Just mention that you won the quiz today, and then I've noted down your name, so we'll be able to send you your code. So congrats, Sophie, you are winner number 1. And of course, Gemma is very excited because she made the board. Amazing. Congratulations to you. Anyone who makes it on the board gets bragging rights as much as they want. Only our number 1 winner is going to win a prize, sadly. Yeah, that is how it works. But congrats to all of you who made it on the board nonetheless. Nedwards is saying, wow, it's my first time to be number 2. Amazing. Congratulations. And Anne-Marie is saying, oh no, am I too late to join in? Anne-Marie, welcome! We've just finished quiz number 1, so we've got 2 more plus the giveaway at the end, so we've still got a few more coming up. So do not worry, you can still participate on all the quizzes from now on. Someone is asking if YouTube froze. It didn't for me. I can see the stream running smoothly, but I hope it isn't for all of you. Some people said it's buffering. That's not ideal. But that might be a localized issue because it's been working for me. Okay, yay, I'm glad I'm able to join. Come back. Switch over to YouTube. I hope it's still working for you. Now, it seems to be running super smoothly for me, so I think it might have been a local thing, so fingers crossed that it's going to, still continue to work. Someone says, I'm seeing answers pop up before the question even gets asked, Sarah. If that happens, make sure you're actually watching this live and you're not lagging by a few seconds. You can just click the live button on Facebook so it resets to the most live you can be. And that should fix that issue. Okie dokie. So we're going to move on to our next quiz now, which is a closest guess game. And this time I kind of decided to just go with a theme. So this entire closest guess game is Friends Kit Silk themed. So it's all about our beautiful yarn, Friends Kit Silk, which is a mohair and silk blend. I'm not going to tell you too much about this yarn because a lot of the questions have to do with it. So this time we're doing closest guess. And closest guess simply means that I'm going to ask you a question and I want you to answer with just a number. Do not type any measurement. So if I'm asking for how many milliliters, just type the number. Do not type milliliters behind it. If you want to say it's probably 15, just type 15. Don't type 15 exclamation point or something. Just make sure that you only answer with the number, not any further information. Just that way we can be sure that it definitely picks your number up and counts it. As with the other quizzes, we will only count your first answer. So if you're typing 1, 2, 3, 4 just out of fun, that's going to be counted. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to start the quiz now and set the camera. Now I need to kind of go kneel a little bit in order to be seen under this. But like I said, I made all of these questions based on our Friends Kit Silk, and some of them are very nerdy and some of them are very weird. So bear with me, this is just supposed to be super, super, super fun and super random. So also, if there are any inaccuracies, I did try to fact check all of this, but you know. This first question is for all of you physics nerds. Based on their mass, what is the maximum number of Friends Cotton Silk skeins that the Saturn V rocket could have sent to the moon? If anyone ever wonders what goes on in my head, this is the kind of thing that I think about on a regular basis. If the Saturn V rocket had just taken a bunch of skeins of yarn to the moon, how many would it have been? Kelso's saying, now everyone just went to pull up that yarn on the side. Yes, they did, probably, but I don't know if it would help them with this question, honestly. So, based on their mass, how many skeins of Friends Kit Silk, this yarn, could the Saturn V rocket have shot to the moon? And just to be completely, it's a joke question, essentially. I assumed that it was not carrying a lunar landing model. I was assuming that it was not carrying anything other than the Friends Kit Silk. So the the Saturn V rocket was the rocket that shot the Apollo missions into space and to the moon. And it had a payload of a maximum of 48,600 kilograms. That was for the later Apollo missions, so for Apollo 17, that's the highest it could transport to the moon. Of course, it had to transport the astronauts and the lunar landing stuff and all of that. But assuming it had taken none of that, assuming it had only taken Friends Kit silk skeins, it would have been able to transport 1,944,000. So a whole lot. And I can see that no one got it quite right, but a lot of people got it quite close. So the next question is still about this beautiful yarn. How many skeins of this would you have to tie together if you wanted to make a string that could reach the bottom of Lake Baikal, which is the deepest freshwater lake in the world? How many of these would you need to tie together if you wanted the length to reach the deepest spot of Lake Baikal, which is the deepest lake there is? Sharon is saying, I knew it was gonna be a lot. I just loved the idea. Because you know how whenever people try to measure things, they always give you a really weird measurement. Whenever, a lot of times they use football fields. I don't know if that's universal, but in Germany, a lot of times the news will say stuff like, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is now the size of 500 football fields. And I always think, okay, but I'm not really sure how big a football field is. And so I just love the idea of someone just confidently going up and saying, hey, so the payload of the Saturn V rocket was actually equal to approximately 1.9 million Friends Kit silk by Hobbii. So for this question, I rounded up. The answer is 9. So Lake Baikal at its lowest point is 1,642 meters deep at its very, very deepest point. That would make 8.2 of this yarn. So one of these has 200 meters. You tie 8.5 or 8.25 together. But of course, you're going to need that quarter. So you're going to need a 9th skein. So it's around 9 skeins that you're going to need to reach the bottom of Lake Baikal, which sounds like not that many when you think about it. But then also bear in mind that this is a lace weight yarn, so it actually has quite a long yardage. So so this next one is actually a personal one. If you knit a Suki slipover that uses 6 skeins of Friends Kit silk, roughly how many grams will that slipover weigh? Or more precisely, what will be the mass of that slipover? So this one is a personal one, of course. Those of you who, in addition to Quiztime, like watching our craft and chats that Jaya and I do together. We will be coming back with more of those in the future, by the way. We're just on a little hiatus because it's really hard to coordinate with vacation times right now because I'm gone a lot. And then Jaya's also going on vacation. But we are knitting the Suki slipover, and the size large that I'm making uses 6 skeins. So at the end of it, roughly how heavy is that one going to be? And I just realized that I made a mistake. So I am really sorry. You are all going to give the correct answer and you are going to get a wrong. I made a mistake. I put down 1,200, which is wrong, I think. Right? Because they're not 200 grams a skein, they're 25 grams a skein. That's the whole point. So I put in a completely wrong answer. I think the next, yeah, I am sorry, everyone. I was so cocky with that question. Oh no, but does that mean that all of my answers are going to be wrong from now on? Oh man, that's not fair. I'm really sorry, everyone. I made a mistake. I used the yardage and I used the length instead of the weight to calculate this one. And that also means that our next 2 are going to be wrong. Oh no. Can I still change it? Probably not. It's probably too late. Also, I would have to pause, and I don't know how to do that. But I just gave you the answer accidentally for this question, because what's the yardage of the Suki slipover made with 6 skeins? And that one is correct, because it's just the same answer as before, just in yards. I'm really sorry, everyone! Oh no, and that's really annoying, because... Nope, that still works. Okay, my final question still works out. Whew! So it's only the one that was way off, but I'm assuming that maybe no one got it anyway, so. Or maybe you did, and then I'm really, really sorry. Oh no. Oh man. But now I'm asking for the yardage, which I'm asking for yards here. So at least, you know, I mixed it up a little bit. I went for yards instead of meters. And I said it's the same answer as before, just in yards. So sorry, everyone. That's embarrassing. I mean, it's fine. Because I even wrote down, like, one skein has a mass of 25 grams. And then I was like, yeah, but then why would it weigh so much all of a sudden? And I didn't even question that. I just thought, that's a lot of weight. Mine is not that heavy. Mine is super light. But, you know, I'm sorry, everyone. The answer is 1,308 yards in total. Sorry, gang. But this final one is still going to work out. I just realized I could probably lower myself on this, and then I wouldn't have to crouch awkwardly. So the final one is actually tying back to our very, very first question. Which is just... Remember all those skeins we sent to the moon on the Saturn V rocket? How many slipovers in a size L, which uses 6 skeins, could you make with all those skeins? So do you remember how many skeins we sent to the moon on the Saturn V rocket, which, by the way, hasn't been active in many years? It was used to shoot up the Apollo modules. It has been inactive, I believe, for 30 plus years. But it was, at the time, the pinnacle of manned spaceflight. So the Saturn V rocket that we used to shoot a number of Kid Silks to the moon, how many Suki slipovers could I have made out of that? And then adding to that, how many years would that have taken me? Or would that take me? That's not the question. That's just a joke. Alrighty. So we've got 5 seconds left to answer how many Suki slipovers you could shoot to the moon. And the answer is fairly simple, because it's 1.9 million that you're shooting up there. You need 6 skeins per. You end up with 324,000 of the Suki slipovers that are going to the moon. So that is that is a lot of slipovers in space. Please now, whenever you hear about space flight, whenever you hear about being, you know, in space, I want you to just imagine 300 and a little bit thousand slipovers floating around the moon. Or, you know, like the flagpole with the flag on the moon, just imagine like a little flag of Friends Kid Silk waving there. So thank you so much for indulging me for this little guessing game quiz, and congratulations to our winner, who is Langley Calhoun. Congrats to you, Langley. You have the highest score, so you are going to be our winner of a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency, and you got, well, the closest on all of these. I do acknowledge that one of them was incorrect, and I'm very, very sorry for my mistake. It was, I just mixed up, I mixed up 2 different pieces of information. Happens to the best of us, I guess. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Which one of them do I want to turn off? Yes, this one. Oh yeah, I did do it correctly. Look at me go. Matthias makes this look so easy. Someone is saying I'm not a math kid. Yeah, neither am I. I double checked all my math, and also for some of the information. So for instance, for the payload of the Saturn V rocket, Wikipedia very confidently told me information that I then found out was correct-ish, because of course the payload changed over time and I wanted the maximum. So then I actually went on the NASA website and they listed it as being significantly higher. Well, I mean, yeah, 5,000 tons is a pretty significant jump. So I actually went with the information I could find from NASA, because I did not trust Wikipedia on that one. But, you know, I had to double check that, then I had to double check the math, and I still made a mistake. So, you know, none of us are math girlies here, I suppose. But then, in all fairness, I work at a yarn company for a reason. I do live streaming for a reason, and that's because I'm terrible at maths. Kitty is saying it is easy once you know how to work it, and Anne-Marie is saying it's always good to check your sources. Bailey says I should check Wikipedia source. I did, and the thing is, it was a NASA source, but it was a page that no longer exists. And I tried using the Wayback Machine to find it, but I couldn't. And then I found a current existing NASA page that gave a different answer, and so I went with that one. It also specified that it was on the later space flights. So anyway, I went really deep on that today. I spent about 20 odd minutes reading about the Saturn V rocket. And I can't even tell you why, because truly I came up with that question because I was sitting and I was like, well, I need to come up with guessing questions. And those of you who've been here for a really long time know that back in the day when I still used to write a lot of questions for Quiztime, I would often do how many skeins stacked on top of each other to reach the height of the Eiffel Tower. And so I was like, well, what is one that I'm fairly confident Matt hasn't done in the meantime? And I was like, I don't know how much he is into space stuff. And then I was like, let's just see if I could come up with a fun question about that. But yeah, so no. Karina is saying, I don't even know what a yard is. Yeah, a yard is, oh, it's like 3 feet to a yard, 11 inches to a foot. Inch, yay big, foot, yay, and then yard is like a little more than a meter or a little less than a meter. Something like that. I also don't quite know. I know a football field is 100 yards. Well, I think I know a football field is 100 yards. Anyway. Ilse is saying ChatGPT. I had ChatGPT check the math. I did the math, and then I just typed everything into ChatGPT to make sure. So I kind of put, like, I calculated everything, and then I went, so if a skein weighs 25 grams, and the Saturn V rocket can carry, like, 48.6 tons, how many of those can I send up there? And I got it, it confirmed all of mine, except for the one where I put the wrong number, where I put 200 instead. 12 inches is a foot. Yeah, that makes sense, because you can be 5'11", and then the next step is 6 foot. That is correct. 3 feet to 12 inches to a foot. Perfect. Thank you. Does it make a whole lot of sense? I guess if you grow up with it, it does. Anyway, let's move on to our final round of questions. And this quiz is actually going to be a little bit easier, I hope, for you, because this one is actually a true or false quiz. So all you have to answer is something true or is something false? I'm just realizing that this is amazing because I can lower and like, I think, does Matthias do this when he does quiz time? You can tell me. Does he just sit on this and then raise and lower it depending on if he has the questions displayed above him? So for these next questions, all I need you to do is give the answer as 1 true or 2 false. Or no, I mean, whatever it says here, because it's not always 1 or 2. But you know what I mean. So, true or false? There are 7 different wearable Hobbii merch pieces now available. Is that true or is that false? Are there now 7 wearable, and so that means clothing items, currently available on our website? True or false? There are 7 different wearable Hobbii merch pieces now available. Give me a true or a false. 1 would be true, 2 would be false. So whichever one you think it is, you put that in. Mariah says, not really, but sometimes it depends on the camera position. Okay, so I have discovered a cool hack, which I always enjoy. It's very funny when Matt isn't here for a while because I kind of go slightly crazy and start rearranging stuff in the studio and then telling him how great I made the new setup, and then he looks at it, he's like, yeah, that's not going to work for me, and changes everything back. True or false? There are now 7 different wearable Hobbii merchandise pieces available. Is that true or is that false? I already showed you the t-shirt earlier. And we do have a few more super, super lovely merchandise pieces. In total, we have 4 t-shirts and we have 3 hoodies. So that makes 7 pieces for now. They are limited edition, so we have them for now. Not sure how long they'll last. I know on some of them stock is already very, very low, and I know on some of them, yeah, we're kind of nearing sold out territory. So if you want to grab them, you can do so now. I do want to just quickly show this picture because I think it's very cute, where we are modeling said merchandise. You can actually like find all of them linked on our webpage right now. We're coming up to the next question. Again, it is a true or false question. This year, Hobbii celebrated its 11th birthday. Is that true or false? If you think it's true, type number 1. If you think it's false, type number 2. So, true or false, this year Hobbii celebrated its 11th birthday. Is that number 1 true or number 2 false? In the meantime, I'm just going to quickly show you where you can find the merchandise. So in case this is the first time you hear about it, you'll actually be able to see it. So if you go just to our webpage, on the main webpage, it's actually currently linked right there on the front page. And then you can find the t-shirts and the hoodies right there. I do also have some of them in the studio, so I can show them to you while you answer if Hobbii turned 11 this year. So we do have this super cute hoodie. It's a gray hoodie. It has a cute little, there it is, yarn heart. We also have this t-shirt. As I told you all on, oh, next question. Oh no, not next question, it's calculating the answers. Well, while it does that, I'll just show you this one. Crochet is my therapy, or as I said on Tuesday, I randomly just pronounce it crochet is my therapy, because, which makes me sound a little bit like, what's the character's name from What We Do in the Shadows? How has my mind just completely blanked on it? The answer is, of course, false, because Hobbii celebrated its 10th birthday this year. I got you. It is 10 years. 10 years of Hobbii this year. So the 11th birthday will be next year. Someone said I could consider the tote a wearable. Yeah, that's why, to me it's not. To me that's a bag. It's an accessory. It's not a, like, wearable to me means clothing. I hope that made sense. True or false? Our amazing podcast Skin and Tell has 15 episodes out now. And when I say now, I mean as of 2 hours ago. Is that true or false? Our amazing podcast Skin and Tell has 15 episodes that are out now. Is that 1 true or 2 false? Skin and Tell, for those of you who do not know, is a podcast hosted by our beautiful, amazing, gorgeous colleague, Jaya, who dives deep into all things yarn, all things creativity. The new season that's launched recently is featuring a lot of really, really cool, in-depth discussions of various topics around yarn tips and tricks, etc. We'll have way more episodes coming out soon. There is really cool stuff in the pipeline. So if you haven't already, you can check it out. You can find Skin and Tell on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Podcasts, and also on our YouTube channel. And I checked Spotify and Apple Podcasts for this. So if there is different numbers out on other platforms, then I messed up. But as of today, there should be 14 episodes out. So not 15, 14, with one episode, I believe, dropping very, very soon. So stay tuned. There's more coming. There's, 14 episodes right now. It's going to be 15 soon. What else was I going to say? Laszlo is the name of the character I was trying to think of. Like, for those of you who do watch What We Do in the Shadows, would you not think that crochet is my therapy is something that he would say? Donna saying Yarn Deanna Jones. Yes, Yarn Deanna Jones is a yarn archaeologist character voiced by Jaya that goes on amazing adventures. True or false? Our Halloween yarns will finally become available next week. Is that 1 true or 2 false? I know many of you have asked about it for a really, really long time. I know we've already gotten questions about when exactly our Halloween yarns are launching for quite a while. And are they launching next week is the question. Are they already out next week? Is that 1 true or 2 false? What am I even trying to do right now? True or false? True or false? When are the Halloween yarns coming out? Could it be next week? Maybe. Maybe it could. Maybe it couldn't. What do you reckon? Is that true or false? Are our Halloween yarns coming out next week? And this one, I did not do this on purpose, but I mean, it works really well from a marketing perspective because I am happy to announce that our Halloween yarns are already out. They are already on our website. There you can see all of them. So most of you got it correct. It is false. Our Halloween yarns are already out. We have returning favorites such as Twister Halloween. We have beautiful Tea Time Halloween for those of you who love a bit of tea time. There is, of course, also Dahlia Halloween, which we get a lot of questions for. And look at all those super cool colors. So yes, for those of you who've been waiting for a long time, we're happy to announce our Halloween yarns are already out. Woohoo! And finally, this one is about for all of you who tuned in on Tuesday. True or false, this week's live shopping selection featured 10 yarns in total. So we're asking total number of yarns. Did we have a total of 10 yarns in our live selection this week? Is that true or false? If we had more or less, the answer is false. So just making that very clear, because I know that it can be very nitpicky with, well, if you had 15 yarns, then technically you also did have 10. But in total, did we have 10 yarns? Is 1 true, 2 false? Marta's asking about Christmas. Christmas is coming soon. Well, I mean, it's not, but the yarns are. I mean, Halloween comes first, but then Christmas is also around the corner. So for those of you who tuned in on Tuesday, you will know that we actually had a selection of 12 yarns this week. It was 12 yarns, and therefore the question or the answer was false. I will get back into the groove of this and remember to be very, very specific if I mean in total, because I know Matt sometimes like points this out to me. It's like, we need to be very specific. But we had 12 yarns in total for our live shopping selection, which means, yes, that we also had 10, but the total number of yarns was 12. And Joanne is saying we should have Christmas and Halloween yarns all year round. I mean, I'm not actually disagreeing with that, because it's also nice as someone who crafts quite slowly. It is really, really nice to actually have sort of to have the time to craft whenever kind of you get into the mood. And we have our winner for this round of the quiz, and it is Jacqueline Lee. Jacqueline Lee, congratulations. You are lucky winner number 3 today. Also shout out to Corey and Danny who made it onto the podium. You get no price, but you do get bragging rights, and I think those are almost as cool. And dear Jacqueline, congrats. And in order to redeem your prize, please send us an email to live@hobbii.com. So live@hobbii.com to get your prize. Jacqueline Lee, congrats. And we Sharon is saying, I agree with the holiday yarns year round would be amazing. Yeah, I would say so too, because yeah, like I said, I'm a very slow crafter, and then sometimes it's just nice to have something. Also, some people, even if it's sort of very red and green for Christmas, for instance, that is still a color combination that some people just like for other stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be Christmas. It could just be for fun, for a different season. So you're not wrong there. Kim is saying, ooh, I made it on the board for the first time. Amazing! Very happy for you. Congrats. As I promised in the beginning, we do have one final giveaway for you. And in this one, all of you can participate. It is, you can participate on the quiz as well, but it does not matter how quick you are. It does not matter how right or wrong you are. It does not matter how good you are at guessing. It does not matter if I set the question up correctly or if I set it up completely wrong. Anyone gets the same chance. And this is another giveaway where we'll be giving away a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency. And all you need to do is type #HobbieQuiz in the chat. So #HobbieQuiz, spelled the way it is written up there. I know it's quite small, but it's just #HobbieQuiz in one word. Just one word, #HobbieQuiz. You've got 2 minutes, or well, 1 minute and 45 seconds to type it in the chat. Typing it once is more than enough. It only counts one per person. or per participant. So just join on in, and if you don't see your profile picture pop up here, do not worry. We've checked many times. They said it doesn't matter. A lot of times it just shows a random selection and doesn't show everyone who participates. But if you've typed hashtag Hobbii quiz in the chat, you are in, and you can win a gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency. And for that winner, same thing applies as for everyone else. In order to get your prize, just send an email to live@hobbii.com. So that is LIVE at Hobbii, spelled HOBBII.com. So live@hobbii.com. Send an email if you've won today. So if you made it to number 1, except on the warm-up quiz, that one doesn't count. Or if you are going to be the lucky winner picked here. And then we'll be sure to send you your prize ASAP. As Matt is on holiday, I'm taking over that task from him. And I'll do my best to send everything out before the weekend. So if you email before the weekend, you should be getting your gift card soon. If you've won on previous quizzes, if you won a few weeks ago and your gift card has stopped working, that might be because of the website migration. So if that is the case, please email us as well, and then we can get you a new code. So, or make sure that your code works again. So just let us know if that affects you, just so we can see what we can do for you. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I know I did. It was surprisingly, I was afraid that something was going to be horribly wrong, that I wasn't going to figure out how to work the tech, but I'm quite enjoying this, actually. So I'm excited to be back next week, which I will be. So next week, Thursday, 5 p.m. CET, or whatever time that is for you, I'll be live again with this quiz time. And of course, on Tuesday, I will also be live with our live shopping for the week. So I'm going to be there as well. Lotte is asking if I am Danish. No, I am not. Tysk. I am German. So I sadly do not speak any Danish. Our final winner is Tina Krause. Congratulations to you, Tina. You will receive our gift card worth $25 or equivalent in your currency. In order to redeem that prize, please just email us at live@hobbii.com. Dear Tina Krause, send an email to live@hobbii.com. Pia is saying it was her first time. Amazing! I hope you enjoyed. We do this almost every Thursday. We'll be doing it next Thursday, so if you want to join in, come join us. If you've been around for a live shopping before, we do these on Tuesdays, so you're also very welcome to tune in there if you haven't already. And then on Mondays, we do our amazing bingo at 5 p.m. CET in our app, so that is also a cool stream that you can check out. So there's loads of fun to be had, loads of live content coming your way. Thank you so very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you next week for live shopping and live quiz time. And I'll be doing the tech for bingo. So I'll actually see you 3 times next week, if you would like. Until then, have a great weekend. Take care. Make sure you don't dehydrate in this heat. And thank you so much for joining. Bye.